Joey Logano once again found himself at the center of controversy following the NASCAR Cup Series weekend at Sonoma Raceway, where his aggressive driving style reignited fierce debate across the garage and among fans. Although road course specialist Shane van Gisbergen stole the spotlight with another dominant victory, much of the post-race discussion shifted toward Logano's on-track decisions, which many observers described as overly aggressive and unnecessary. Reports from multiple NASCAR outlets noted that the incident quickly became one of the hottest talking points after the race. The controversy escalated as several NASCAR veterans weighed in with strong opinions about the limits of hard racing. Former Cup Series star Mark Martin has repeatedly emphasized that NASCAR must clearly define the boundary between aggressive competition and avoidable contact, arguing that consistency in officiating is essential for maintaining the sport's credibility. His comments resurfaced as fans compared Logano's latest actions with previous controversial incidents involving the three-time Cup Series champion. Logano has built a reputation throughout his career as one of NASCAR's most fearless and uncompromising competitors. While many supporters praise his willingness to race aggressively for every position, critics argue that his driving style often crosses the line and creates unnecessary conflict. His history includes several high-profile disputes that have divided opinions within the NASCAR community, making Sonoma another chapter in an already controversial career. Social media reactions were equally intense following the Sonoma race. Fans remain sharply divided, with some defending Logano's aggressive mentality as part of traditional stock car racing, while others accused him of ignoring racing etiquette. Analysts also pointed out that the renewed debate reflects a broader discussion within NASCAR about balancing entertaining competition with driver accountability, especially as close racing continues to generate dramatic moments throughout the season. Meanwhile, Shane van Gisbergen's impressive road course performance was somewhat overshadowed by the controversy surrounding Logano. Van Gisbergen captured another remarkable Sonoma victory, further strengthening his reputation as one of NASCAR's premier road course racers. However, many post-race headlines focused less on the winner and more on the heated discussion sparked by Logano's aggressive approach, illustrating how quickly controversy can dominate the sport's news cycle. As NASCAR moves on to the next event, the Sonoma controversy is expected to remain a major topic of conversation. Whether officials choose to address aggressive driving more strictly or allow drivers greater freedom to race remains an ongoing debate. The rivalry between Denny Hamlin and Joey Logano reached a new level following NASCAR's trip to Sonoma Raceway, as tensions between the two veteran drivers once again became one of the most talked about stories in the garage. While Shane van Gisbergen dominated the race and captured the victory, much of the post-race conversation centered on the growing friction between Hamlin and Logano, whose competitive relationship has produced controversy and heated exchanges for years. Their latest comments have reignited debate among fans and analysts across the NASCAR world. The drama intensified after both drivers voiced strong opinions about the aggressive racing and strategic decisions that unfolded during the Sonoma weekend. Hamlin, who remains one of the leading championship contenders in 2026, continued to defend his racing style and competitive approach, while Logano expressed frustration with several aspects of modern NASCAR competition. Their contrasting viewpoints quickly fueled speculation that the rivalry could become even more personal as the season progresses. NASCAR observers were quick to point out that the relationship between Hamlin and Logano has rarely been calm. Previous confrontations between the two drivers have included heated pit road incidents, public criticism, and post-race verbal battles. Those past clashes remain fresh in the minds of fans, making every new disagreement headline news whenever the pair find themselves competing near each other on track. Several NASCAR legends and veteran analysts have also weighed in on the situation, arguing that rivalries like Hamlin versus Logano are part of what makes stock car racing so compelling. However, some former drivers have warned that emotions can easily spill over during a championship battle, especially when playoff positions and race victories are at stake. Their comments have added even more attention to a feud that was already generating significant discussion throughout the sport. Fans have played a major role in amplifying the story. Social media platforms were flooded with reactions following Sonoma, with supporters of both drivers fiercely defending their favorite competitor. Some fans praised Hamlin's aggressive mentality and willingness to speak his mind, while others backed Logano's criticism and viewed his comments as a reflection of growing concerns within the garage. The debate quickly became one of the biggest NASCAR topics of the week. As NASCAR prepares for the next race on the schedule, all eyes will remain on Hamlin and Logano. With both drivers still chasing crucial points and momentum in the championship fight, the possibility of another on-track confrontation cannot be ruled out. If Sonoma was any indication, the war of words between two of NASCAR's biggest stars is far from over, and the rivalry may continue to shape some of the season's most dramatic moments. Tensions boiled over in the NASCAR garage following the Toyota Save Mart 350 at Sonoma Raceway, as several drivers exchanged sharp comments after an intense afternoon of road course racing. While Shane van Gisbergen ultimately celebrated a dominant victory, much of the post-race discussion quickly shifted toward heated reactions from drivers frustrated by aggressive racing, strategy disputes, and hard-fought battles throughout the field. The emotional atmosphere reflected the growing pressure as the 2026 season enters a crucial stage. One of the biggest talking points emerged from several midfield and playoff contending teams that felt valuable positions were lost because of aggressive on-track maneuvers during the closing laps. Drivers who spent much of the race fighting for top 10 finishes expressed frustration over contact and defensive driving tactics that became increasingly common as the battle for points intensified. Sonoma's narrow corners and heavy braking zones once again proved to be a recipe for confrontation. The spotlight also fell on veteran stars Denny Hamlin and Joey Logano, two drivers whose competitive history has frequently produced verbal exchanges. Although neither driver was in contention for the victory at the finish, their post-race remarks added fuel to ongoing discussions about respect, racecraft, and the aggressive style that has become increasingly common in modern NASCAR competition. Fans immediately debated the comments across social media, turning the rivalry into one of the most discussed subjects following the race weekend. Meanwhile, several younger drivers defended the aggressive racing scene at Sonoma, arguing that every position matters as the playoff battle tightens. Some competitors suggested that hard racing is simply part of NASCAR's current era, especially on technical road courses where overtaking opportunities are limited. Their comments created a clear divide between drivers calling for greater patience and those insisting that aggressive moves are necessary to remain competitive. NASCAR legends and television analysts were quick to weigh in on the situation. Many pointed out that heated post-race exchanges are nothing new in stock car racing and often emerge when championship pressure increases. However, several observers noted that the frequency of public disagreements appears to be rising as social media and modern broadcasting place every comment under a national spotlight almost instantly. As the series now prepares for its next stop at Chicagoland Speedway, the lingering war of words from Sonoma is expected to remain a major storyline. With Denny Hamlin taking over the championship lead and numerous contenders locked in a tight battle for playoff positioning, emotions are likely to stay high. If the intensity displayed at Sonoma is any indication, NASCAR fans could witness even more dramatic confrontations both on and off the track in the weeks ahead. The long-running rivalry between Denny Hamlin and Joey Logano has once again become one of NASCAR's hottest storylines, drawing renewed attention from fans, analysts, and several legends of the sport. As the 2026 NASCAR Cup Series heads deeper into the summer schedule, every on-track battle between the two veterans is being closely watched, with many observers noting that the competitive tension between them remains as strong as ever.